Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
That's right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm your host, Brian, joined with your other host,
Karen.
And for this episode, we're going to talk about Mötley Crüe.
Your first concert.
My first concert, but first concert, yes. Yeah. 26 years ago, 20 years ago, 23 years ago, somewhere in there.
22 years ago.
More than 20 years ago. That's all I remember. It's been a long fucking time since I've seen them. So we saw them at Tinley Park here, not in Chicago. Tinley Park is outside Chicago in the burbs. But this was Saturday, August 22nd. They had Tesla and Extreme open for them. And real quick, ticket prices are $25 is what we spent on this for the seats, not the lawn. Because Tinley Park is an amphitheater. It's Credit Union 1 Amphitheater, whatever the fuck they're calling it now. But $25, $10 in fees, and $3.58 in tax for those, just for the numbers. But before we dive super far into the concert itself, like we've been doing lately, just some housekeeping items up front that we would love to hear from you. So if you ever want to reach out to us, by all means, feel free to reach out and chat with us. You can do that through our Gmail, which is metalvice1@gmail.com. We are also metalvice1 on Instagram, so you can message us on there as well. At shows, come up and talk to us at shows in between sets and whatnot. And is there another way?
If you're listening, we also have a YouTube, which is Metal Vice Podcast.
Right. Metal Vice 1 podcast, right?
So just Metal Vice
Is
Podcast.
it just whatever. You can search Metal Vice.
That one's the off one.
on YouTube and find it. If you're not watching that on there. But yeah, definitely, I forgot about that, and leaving comments. So there's a video component, which is just us chatting as long as the camera doesn't die.
It's literally just us sitting in front of our TV.
Yeah, with our cat here who needs to get some lovin's. So hopefully he behaves himself and doesn't have to get locked up in his room. But yeah.
It's a very spacious room, by the way.
Yes, it's the office where he
has
grew
a
up.
chair. He has everything he needs.
Yes. That is his room, basically. In any case, that was the housekeeping items. I was going through adding the songs, and here he goes.
Okay. You were adding the songs.
I was adding the songs to the set list, our set list that we have on Spotify. We have one for every year. We've been doing this since like 2022, I want to say, maybe 23. I can't remember.
I think 2022 has them, but those were just the songs we liked. Yeah. We're going to add every single band. So.
It's changed over the years, but how it is now is every time we see a live band, we'll find their set list on Setlist FM, or if we find a photo of it somewhere, like Metallica will post theirs. I think Clutch posts theirs on their Instagram and whatnot. Or if somebody gets the set list, we'll take a photo of it if we go chat with them and whatnot. But we'll add those songs in order that we see to our playlist on it's on Spotify only right now. I don't know if we'll ever branch out, but that's where they are. And so I was adding the songs for this show on there today. And I realized we saw this show August 22nd of this year. So just the other day. It's the 24th now, so 2 days ago. It's been a long time since we've seen a show.
It has been.
Almost a month to the day, because it was Fire in the Mountains.
Oh, yeah. And that was like the 20-something.
The 23rd to the 26th.
Yeah. That's why it seems like so long. I was like, it felt very, very long between shows.
August is always a weird month for us anyway. Like, you go back home to go to the state fair.
I do, yeah.
I have a Comic-Con thing here in Chicago I always go to every August. August is just sort of a weird, funky month for us.
I guess there was 2 shows that I was planning on going to the week that I went home to Iowa, but I went the full week, so I didn't go to either one of those shows.
And one of those shows I was hemming and hawing about going to, and I didn't. Kind of kicking myself I didn't go to. It was a Reggie show. It's like right down the road. It's like $20-$25 to go to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't go to it for whatever reason, but whatever. This was the show we've seen, like the first show in over a month.
It's
or
also
just
been
about a month.
A very long time since we recorded.
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Because that was like beginning of July that we recorded like those movie episodes.
End of July, we did Fire in the Mountain.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
But still, like, it's been a month. It's been a long time since we recorded. Yeah. And I was thinking about that too and setting up the equipment. Like, we haven't done this in fucking forever. So this might be a little choppy and a little worse than normal. Like, I'm not saying we're good at this shit whatsoever, but
it'll be the same as normal.
Yeah. But getting into it. This was the return of the Carnival of Sins, Mötley Crüe tour. Like, that's the name of the tour. Return of Carnival of Sins, Mötley Crüe.
Oh, interesting.
What else would it be? Unless they were trying to do like this whole branching off thing of like the return of the Carnival of Sins, and it would be like Mötley Crüe headlining one time, maybe. Like Rob Zombie might
Yeah.
headline one, but he's got his own Freaks on Parade type
Right.
show. So I don't know if that was the whole intent originally.
I would say with some of the imagery, I was like, this is more of like an Alice Cooper or maybe Rob Zombie, but I really got Alice Cooper vibes out of like a lot of the imagery.
I mean, with Rob Zombie's Freaks on Parade, and Alice Cooper's been doing that for several times as well.
That's
so
true. Yeah.
somewhat similar imagery for sure. Also, though, it has been a very long time since we've seen a show at Tinley Park.
Yeah, I think we realized it was Five Finger Death Punch in like 2022 or 2023.
With Megadeth and The Who, I think that was the show that it was. I haven't looked back. We have them all on our spreadsheet and whatnot, so we can do that. I'm not going to do it right now. But yeah, I think that was the last show we saw at Tinley Park. And we're not fans of Tinley Park whatsoever. Like, one, I hate the fucking amphitheater.
We're not fans of the amphitheater. We're fans of Sound Growler, which is in Tinley Park.
Yeah, and I was going to say, like, the best part of going to Tinley Park is being able to go to Sound Growler for beers and tacos before the concert. Which we go there to do metal yoga. I try to go to whenever I can, which, again, fucking awesome. It's like $25, less than $25, whatever. $25, 2 tacos, a pint of beer, and an hour of metal yoga. And it's like, come on, that's fucking cheap as shit. So we try to hit that up whenever we can.
Go to Costco while you do that.
Right, which I love Costco. I just hate how busy it is.
It is. It's
and the burbs.
So busy.
The burbs really pissed me off. I'm not going to lie. It's so fucking busy out there. But in any case, Sound Growler, best part of going. And we did that this time as well. They had like a little Comic-Con event type thing going on themselves. So we got to hang out there and check some of that out. A lot of fun. Sound Growler is a music-themed venue. And I had to look up here. The cat is taking a bath on the remote. I don't want to make sure he fucks up the TV here.
He's gonna turn on the TV.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Well, if the background changes, it's the cat's fault.
We'll fix it eventually. What was I saying? Oh, Sound Growler. So again, best part of going out to see a show at the amphitheater is going to Tinley Park or Sound Growler ahead of time and checking that out. So we did that. Maybe I had like 4 beers there and 4 tacos. Maybe a little too much, especially once we get to the show. It's a little fuzzy in my mind at moments. This show was, but you know, that's probably the alcohol speaking right there. But whatever, we'll get into that. Again, we don't like the amphitheater.
No.
It's not pedestrian friendly for one. You have to drive to it.
Yes.
There's no sidewalks to go out there.
You have to pay to park.
And you have to pay to park. This is a thing that happened last year, I think, for the first time, where all of the parking at Tinley Park was. When we say Tinley Park, we mean the amphitheater.
Yeah.
But all of the parking is now charged. At one point, there was a lot that was free to go to.
Yeah, it was like the further lot or
like
whatever.
Exactly. Which we didn't know.
No, we
thought
didn't. We
all
never
of them
knew.
were paid for.
Yeah, we've always paid for parking. Well, I mean, we've only driven out there twice, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Well, 3 times now, but before it was only twice. And I always just thought that all of it was paid. So I didn't, and I thought you had to pay the $40 whatever we paid to
And if you
park.
don't buy a parking pass before you get there, it's like a hiked up price.
Yeah, it's like $50.
I thought it was $90 one time we were there.
So I think that sign, I think you're right, but I think that's for front row parking.
Oh, okay.
Because I saw that sign this time. It's $100 if you want front row parking.
Why do you want front row parking?
I don't know.
I don't get that. So we did end up buying parking for this as well. It was $30 for us to buy parking. It wasn't the cheapest. I think there's like a $20 parking lot that you could pay, which is that furthest one back. The $30 one we paid for, $10 more, is that middle section. We were like 4 rows back from the front of the stadium and whatnot.
Yeah.
So not all that bad, except for having to pay for it, especially considering, again, you have to drive here.
Yeah, that's the thing that pissed me off is like on the website, it's like parking is a separate ticket if you decide to park. It's like, how else are you?
Right.
Well, I mean, unless you Uber, which is fine, but then you pay $100 to Uber back, which we've done before. Well, at least for us to Uber back to the city was $100.
I wonder about Ubering to Sound Growler. I wonder what an Uber from Sound Growler there and an Uber back would be.
Oh, I don't know.
That might be interesting.
Getting an Uber back would kind of suck, though.
It might, because there's a special lot for all that and whatnot.
Yeah.
We only did that during
I bet that's more
Rammstein.
than the $30.
I bet it is. Yeah.
Yeah, we went in 2016 or 2017 when Rammstein was out there.
Right.
And we paid, it was almost $100 to Uber back. It was
Because
like
we thought the
90-something.
Metro would get us back into town, but the Metro had stopped by that point.
Yeah, I didn't know how to read Metro schedules back
We
then.
fucked that up, so we had to get an Uber.
Yeah.
Any case, so we opted for the parking, obviously, because you have to. And it's the same kind of gripe we had when we were in Iowa at the Vibrant Music Hall, or where the fuck that is. Iowa, that place is a little bit more walkable.
Yeah, a little bit.
To some extent. But also, like, it's Iowa. So, like, you are driving everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And
they don't have, like, very good transit.
No, not at all.
Like, there's some buses, but not very well.
And there were some lots that maybe you could have snuck into, and we talked about this during that episode. It was the Amon Amarth episode, or whatever one that was. It was like 4 shows, 1 weekend, or some shit like that. I can't remember what his title is. It was a few months ago it came up. In any case, same thing. Like, you have to basically drive to that. Locals might know of, like, parking lots that you can get into for free or whatnot, but mostly you're driving to that. This one you 100% are driving to. I think technically you can walk it because there's like a bike path or something.
Yeah, I've seen. You mean Tinley Park?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people walking, and they've walked on the road before, which I think would be a little dangerous.
Yeah, especially at night when leaving.
Yeah.
So I would definitely not recommend that. Definitely, if you're going here, you're basically going to drive, and you're going to have to pay parking, which is the fucking shitty aspect of this. But again, hey, it's a Live Nation venue, and that's what they do. They kind of fuck you over in pricing, and especially parking is one of the ways they try to fuck you over. Another way they fuck you over, especially at this venue, is the fucking price for beers. Like, I got 2 beers when I was there. They were $23 and change per beer, and that's without tip. Yeah. Typically, I leave a decent tip, but this time, like, fuck that. I'm not tipping for this shitty, like...
To turn around and grab a beer.
$3 fucking bucks.
I didn't want you to tip the first guy because he's like, oh, there's going to be a question here if you want to push any of them, or cash tips, too. And it's like, don't beg for tips.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like, I understand people need tips to live and stuff, but don't beg for it.
And that's the shitty thing, too. Like, we go to a show and I at least 20% tip, right? Yeah. And, like, I'm not tipping on a $23 fucking beer. You're already price gouging me on this beer. And I was thinking about it when I got my second beer. It's almost cheaper, and it depends on what you're doing, to buy an extra ticket.
Yeah.
Watch, like, go to Sound Growler ahead of time. Watch the first 2 openers. Before the second opener gets done, or right when they get done, head out to your car, have a cooler with some beers, have a couple beers out in the car while you wait for the set change. Boom, pop back in. $23 or $25 to get in and out. Like, you can have 2 or 3 beers while you're out there. That saves you $60, $70. So, not saying we're going to do that.
No, we're not going to do that. But
that's kind of...
Yeah, when you're doing the math, it's like, I would rather just buy another ticket than...
Right. What the fuck? Why would I not do this? And I could just buy a lawn ticket, and keep my seat ticket. Like, I have both tickets then, right? Like, it's so fucking stupid. The other thing we hate about Tinley Park is, we've brought this up as well, the pit. Like, we like to be in the pit on the floor.
Yeah.
Those tickets are extremely expensive.
Yeah, I think the last time that we were in the pit was for Disturbed out there.
I think so.
Oh, we did go to Disturbed and Breaking Benjamin. I think that was after.
But was that after or before?
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think those tickets were like $180.
Yeah, they were expensive.
Very expensive for what it was.
Right.
Like,
right.
I don't know. I don't like the setup of any of the amphitheaters. And we've talked about this before, where we've literally, like, Korn was an example where we wanted to see that show in like 2019-ish. Mm-hmm. And we literally went to Denver to see it because it was going to be at like the Pepsi Center instead of an amphitheater.
I think same with Slipknot in like 2021 or something. We went to Denver.
Maybe it was 2021 for Slipknot, and then
or 2019, whenever it was. Yeah,
vice versa probably. But
it's like, fuck that. We're not going to stay at these amphitheaters. The thing is, these amphitheaters are all over the place, and they're basically all the same. At least the ones we've been to. Yeah. The one in Milwaukee is essentially set up the same way. It's a little smaller. Also, with these seats, since we did get seats, our seat really fucking sucked. Obstructed view out the fucking ass.
I don't remember that being on the ticket.
No, I don't either.
And there's huge, like at Tinley Park, there's huge round pillars in the middle, and like half the stage was covered up by one of those pillars from our seats.
All we got to see was like a little bit of stage right. So by the time Mötley Crüe comes up there, I think we got to see most of Tommy's drum kit. We could see that.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
But that's about it. Anything to the left of Tommy's drum kit, you couldn't see whatsoever.
For the longest time, I didn't even know that they were on stage. Yeah. I was like, oh, because there was like the video was playing, or like they have screens galore out there, and they had the screens going, and I honestly thought it was just a recording, like it was just an intro recording or something. I'm like, oh, they're actually on the stage.
We'll get to that when we get to it, but I also got questioned that. And I mean, at that point too, I was watching the screen for actually almost all the concert. I was watching the screen more than I was watching the stage, which kind of like, I'm here for the concert. I'm not here to watch a fucking screen.
Yeah. That's probably why we got $25 tickets, because those seats suck.
Maybe.
I don't know what the middle, like, if you go out there, sit in the middle.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to have an obstructive
We
view.
are going out later again this year.
Like
kind of
in a week
kicking
and a half, yeah.
I'm kind of kicking myself about that. But we do have lawn tickets for that. Lawn's a little bit better, but again, you're watching a screen.
Yeah, you're not seeing the stage.
Yeah. Those pillars you mentioned earlier, we didn't talk about this during this episode, but those are there to hold up the luxury sort of skyboxes that they have. We did get tickets for those seats for Rammstein.
Yep.
Not a great experience either, because
No.
if you don't show up right away, and at least it was at our time, it was GA. You got a box and it was GA in the box. And there were very tall, very large men in front of us who would stand up and like lean over, so you couldn't see any of this for Rammstein.
I tried to like stand on the chair because I couldn't see anything.
I kind of get it, like especially at that point, Rammstein's a spectacle. You don't get to see it that often.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, no, and I'm not complaining about people standing up.
No,
In that case, though, they were just very large and I couldn't see over them.
Right.
So
I guess,
it's like,
And my point was more of like
those
aren't great either.
No.
But whatever. This venue fucking sucks. We hate it.
I knew, like, when we got there, I was very, like, as soon as we got to the venue, my mood changed instantly.
Mine too.
And I was like, I don't want to be here.
Mine too.
And I hate that because there's so many bands that book out there that we either skip it or we go to a different city or we are just pissed off the whole time we're there.
Right. And that's my biggest gripe here as well, is the amphitheaters tend to be your larger scale summer band tours.
Yeah.
That's where they end up going.
Yeah.
So Five Finger was there a couple weeks ago. We had a friend who was talking to us. He went to that
Last week, yeah.
He said like nobody was there.
Yeah, he had lawn tickets and he got moved to the seats
because they closed down the lawn or something.
Yeah, there was not. I mean, they wanted to fill the seats, so they didn't let people sit on the lawn.
When we went out to Billy Idol last year in Milwaukee, I think that was last year.
Yeah,
we got moved up as well because there's nobody there for that show. But like, Mötley Crüe's there. I think they were at Wrigley in like 2019 or 2021 or 2023. That would have been a much more cooler vibe for me. I would have loved to have seen them there. But in any case, you know, Slipknot's working on new material. They do a tour. They've done this before where that's where they play. They don't come into the city to play. And going out to the burbs for this day of adventure, I was talking because the Chicago Fire are building a brand new stadium, which I think for the Fire matches holds about 22,000 people. For concerts, it's probably going to be what, 26, 28, somewhere in there.
Yeah, depending on how the stage is set up and if its chairs are open for.
Which is comparable to Tinley Park, because Tinley Park's quite fucking large. I will say that.
Yeah, it is large. Especially with the lawn. I don't know how many people you can get on the lawn.
Right, but I was like, it'd be really fucking cool then if some of those shows at Tinley Park then move to the Fire Pitch or whatever the fuck that's called, McDonald's Stadium or whatnot. And then you also brought up, like, you saw an article not too long ago being like, people in the burbs need more music venues.
Yeah, that was on Instagram. Basically somebody saying like that the burbs need music venues or whatever, like need to bring more music.
I fucking disagree with that 100%.
Yeah.
If you're in the burbs, you get a lawn. There you go. You don't get a lawn and a sports stadium and all the music venues. If you want the music venues in the sports stadiums, you give up the lawn, you move to the fucking city.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get both.
That was the comment, is because people don't want to drive 20, 30 an hour to get into the city to see a concert. And my whole comment is then live in the city where you don't have to travel to see the concert. That's the benefit of living in the city versus the burbs. Or like if you live in the burbs, you, like you said, you get a bigger house, you get a yard, all that stuff, but you don't have the conveniences of being in the city.
I don't want to drive an hour out to the burbs to watch a concert. Like, it's the same fucking give and take, dipshits.
Yeah.
Whatever. I have friends who live in the burbs. They love it. I love going out there to see them every now and then. I'm like, I could see myself being out here.
I can't.
But at the same time, I don't want to be out there just
Every
yet.
time I go to the burbs, I get mad. So I'm like, especially the drive back.
Yeah.
The drive back's always like, why the fuck did we leave? Why did we go out there?
The other thing we didn't touch on real quick, this will be the last thing I have for the venue. You don't want to talk about the venue forever, and here we are talking about the venue forever. But leaving the venue is a fucking shit show. You will sit there and you will wait an hour or more trying to leave the fucking venue. This night we did leave early. Just a quick little spoiler alert, I guess. I don't know. But we left early. Nobody was leaving. We got off, got on the road, and like the interstate was right fucking there.
It's right there. I mean, you just turn
It's like a
Right, and it's right there.
2-minute drive to get back on the interstate.
Yeah.
So fucking easy. I don't understand how it takes so fucking long for everybody to leave this fucking venue.
Yeah.
It baffles my fucking mind.
Who was it that played out there a couple weeks ago?
Hilary Duff.
Hilary Duff played out there and got like it made like news and stuff that she got stuck in that traffic.
Well, she like posted to her fans like, "Hey, I heard you were really pissed off about having to wait an hour to leave Tinley Park last night. Just want you to know my tour bus was in that same fucking traffic jam, and I took me an hour and a half to leave the venue, which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I fucking hate Tinley Park. It's such a shit show. I fucking hate Live Nation. So like it's just a bunch of, like you said, as soon as you show up, your mood just like, fuck, for real.
Yeah. The only thing I do like about Tinley Park is the little beer garden thing. Especially now that they have like seats, they have shaded areas, they have like a whole bunch of stuff. I think that's a really cool concept. I just don't want to spend the money to either buy food, drinks, whatever. Like I was seeing how many people are in line for drinks, and I'm like, every single 4 people, it's $100.
Yep.
And I'm like, they're making money so quickly here.
So fucking much money.
It just pisses me off. And sorry, we complain about money, like the beer prices and everything so much, but it's ridiculous the last couple of years how expensive it's gotten.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been bitching about beer prices at venues, just you and me and friends and family, for 4 or 5 years now, because especially we would go to Cubs games. We split season tickets with a group. It was like 4 ways and whatnot. And we would go to, a quarter of the Cubs games.
Yeah, we would go to like 15, 20 of them.
Yeah, and I would get beers. And when beers were $10 a beer, I would drink 7 beers until the 7th inning when I wasn't allowed to buy.
You were always 7 for 7.
Yeah. So like $10. The next year, they jacked the price up to $15. I'm like, fuck that. I'm going down to 2 beers a game. I don't know what it is with the whole, like, in my head, just like once you get to a certain price point, and I find this fascinating, but once you get to a certain price point, the consumer, at least for me anyway, I'm like, fuck that. That's a ripoff. I'm not buying any. So I go from 7 to 0. Like, and that's what it was here. Like, if these beers were $15, maybe I would have bought a third. If they were $10, I'm definitely buying 4. You know what I mean? Like, but then they're not making, I don't know. I don't know.
They're still making hand over fist.
They're making fuck tons of money, and concession prices are outrageous at these things. So I am working on not buying as much beer, if any beer whatsoever, at venues, but we'll see how that goes. Leaving the venue, we talked about that. I guess let's get into the acts.
Yeah, let's do that since we're here for the music.
Yeah, this will probably be a lot less shorter than the venue chat, but we'll start with Extreme, and Karen is going to read off.
Oh,
their
am I?
set
I haven't
list.
done this forever.
I know.
So they started with Decadent Stance, Rebel.
#Rebel.
Sorry, #Rebel. Banshee, Play With Me, Wholehearted, Midnight Express, More Than Words, Flight of the Wounded Bumblebee, Get the Funk Out, Rise, and they ended with I Don't Know, or they did an Aussie tribute, which was a mix between I Don't Know, Bark at the Moon, and Crazy Train.
I'm pretty sure I had heard of Extreme before this show. Their music is anything but extreme.
Yeah.
But I think I have heard of them. I don't think I had ever listened to them, but More Than Words I have definitely heard.
Oh, okay.
And so have you. Like, it's just a standard, like, 90s sitcom type music and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Their set in general was fine. Like, it's 80s rock, right? There's nothing special about it. It's just generic 80s rock at this point.
The whole night was just 80s rock. I mean, like, I don't even consider like Mötley Crüe heavy at all.
Which is weird, yeah.
Like, none of it was heavy by any means. And I think after like the second song, I was like, oh, just think of it as like you're at a street fest and like just listening to some music, like not like at a concert, which it was a concert, but the concerts we normally go to are a lot heavier. There's lively crowds there, like stuff like that. And this was just old people sitting down with their grandkids. Because I feel like the age was either you're in your 60s and older or you're in your 20s.
Maybe. And at Soundgriller too, one of the bartenders was talking to like the bartender coming on shift. And she's like, yeah, I have to work a double tonight. Somebody called in sick. I had plans tonight, and the guy's like, where were you going? And she's like, I was going to take my dad to see Mötley Crüe. And it was one of those things, like, it was probably his favorite band. She's like, oh, I'll go with you. I don't mind it.
And I get that. Like, I mean, I just wouldn't ever classify them in the metal. Any of these bands in the metal category. It's definitely just rock.
It's weird. I definitely put Mötley Crüe in there,
Oh,
but
really?
it's in like the hair metal, glam metal scene
Maybe.
of the 80s.
I just don't get it. I don't.
It's
I
just
don't
a different
hear,
style.
It is. It is.
It's, you know, it's that era of metal, that 80s era,
Yeah.
not the thrash metal
Yeah.
and whatnot, but you know.
It's just so funny to me. Like, even with extreme, like listening to that music, like there would be people, aka my grandmother, who would think that that's like the devil's music.
Yes.
And it's like all it is a little bit more guitar, and then you have melodies that you're singing.
Yep.
Like there's nothing to it. There's no, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm going to use the word boring. It's a little boring.
For you, it is.
For me.
Yes.
But there was a lot of people that were in front of us and around us who were singing to it. So it's like, if it was something that, say, like we went to school in the 80s and it's something that we used to listen to with like our friends or whatever, like I'm trying to think of a band that would, I mean, Backstreet Boys was like elementary school, but like Backstreet Boys comes on, I can sing the songs.
Yeah,
NSYNC comes on, you can sing the songs.
I can sing a song.
A song. But there's songs like from back then that we can sing. So it's like if we went and saw that, it would be kind of fun. I don't know.
No, I get that for sure.
But even the performance was kind of.
Well, what we could see of the performance, for sure.
True. What they were showing on the video was good. I mean, they were moving around a little bit and stuff.
I mean, they're all old as shit, too. I mean, so they're moving around as much as they can.
How were you on Saturday night?
My knee was... Wait, Saturday night. I was good on Saturday.
No, you weren't.
I wasn't?
You couldn't even sit down because your knee was all fucked up.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right. My knee was all fucked up. That's right. I remember that.
Because you did yoga on the cement.
Something like that. Yeah, I did something to fuck my knee up. It's a lot better today.
So those old men were moving a little bit better than you were.
Sure, but they didn't do yoga on cement the day before. So, you know, whatever. To each their own, I guess. The performance was fine. Yeah. It was a fine performance. Yeah. The music was fine as well. Like everything about it was just fine.
Yeah.
And when you leaned over and told me like, just approach this as a street festival, just sitting down and listening to music, I was like, that's a really good idea. I will do that. And I kind of had sort of been in that mindset, but having you put it in those terms, really like, oh shit, yeah, that's how I need to approach this. Because yeah, like listening to people chatter around us too didn't bother me. Yeah. Because it's like, I'm not invested. I'm here to listen to live music. It was $25 for a ticket. Beers as much as a concert ticket. So I'm a little upset about that. But whatever. The only other thing I remember about their performance that I was like, really? Is that Ozzy sort of tribute at the end? Which I get it, you know, like pay tribute to Ozzy. But at the same time, like, did you guys even run in the same circles? I mean, maybe. But also, like, maybe not. Maybe, like, I was going to say Ozzy's music is so different. But at the same time, like, it's not that different.
It's not. I actually was thinking about that. Spoiler, we listened to Ozzy's book or whatever.
Yep.
And there's a lot of Ozzy's songs that could be in the same realm.
Yeah.
They are a little heavier.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, I guess. Definitely sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. And even like during that book, spoiler, or like looking at it again, Ozzy mentions like, I don't know why I'm sort of considered this Prince of Darkness heavy metal guy. Like I'm not heavy. Like the music I write isn't all that heavy. And well, they did end on Crazy Train, which is like the bane of my existence. I hate that fucking song with a passion. So hearing that also was like, fuck this. So that might have also put me in a little sour mood for their set as well. But again, just quickly listening to a couple songs of their set list again today, just to like jog my memory.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's just, again, good old 80s music, good old 80s rock and whatnot.
Yeah,
so,
definitely like just what you hear if you go to a street fest, a fair, something like that, like just music playing.
So
for us anyways. I mean, we didn't grow up with it though.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Extreme. Moving on to Tesla then.
Sure.
And once again, Karen can read off their set list.
Oh, they had a small set list compared to Extreme. Modern Day Cowboy, Hang Tough, The Way It Is, Heaven's Trail, No Way Out, Mama's Fool, Call It What You Want, Love Song, Little Susie, which is a PhD cover, and Signs, which is a 5-man electrical band cover.
Now, unlike Extreme, I know I have heard of Tesla.
Okay.
And by heard of, I've heard the song Signs. That's the only song of theirs I've known and have heard.
I remember that. You played that like before we saw them, and I remembered it.
It was always on Laser or Rock 108. Like growing up, when you were listening to the radio, that on like the heavy rock or metal stations and metal and very, very loose quotes.
Yeah, it's definitely rock.
Signs they would always play, and it's always the live version of Signs too. I don't know if there's a non-live version of that song that they have out there, but they always play the live version of that. And just like Extreme, it was a fine set. I think I enjoyed Extreme's music a little more than Tesla's, but I knew Signs, and when they went into Signs, they started saying like, hey, this is our last song, and they played something else. I can't remember what it was, but it was sort of like a bait and switch where they start playing a different song, and then they go into Signs.
Oh.
That's what I remember. And I'm like, how the fuck? No, there's no way this is your last song, because Signs is your last song.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
You have not played Signs yet, and we don't look at the set list going into it ahead of time. But it's like, you're definitely going to play that. Again, this is the only song anybody ever knows you for. This is the only song of yours that ever gets any airways, like radio play and whatnot. I could be wrong, but growing up, that was the only song. So when they did that like bait and switch thing, like, no, this is not fucking your last song. You're not doing an encore, are you? But then they sort of switched into Signs and started going with that.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if again, I don't know that song all that well outside of, again, the live version that's on the radio. So that could have been like the normal intro for it or something. I don't know. But yeah, again, just another fine set. Not a whole lot to say for this.
Yeah, I feel like by time Tesla went on, I stopped paying attention even more.
Yeah.
That's so horrible to say, but I don't know. It's just more rock music.
Yeah.
And I wasn't necessarily into it. I hope, like this week, we have other concerts coming up, and I know that we're going to be more into those.
Yes.
So, and I feel like it's been a long time since we've had shows that we've been like super into, because even Fire in the Mountains was kind of like we're passively there.
Yeah, that's very true.
So it's been a long time since probably the Reggie show where we saw like Sulk was Scold was the last time we were like really into it.
Which is also weird, because that was like not our traditional metal whatsoever that we wanted to go see.
Yeah, but we were into the show.
But we were definitely into the show. And we talked about that during that episode. Like, that was a good primer for what we expected Fire in the Mountains to be. And I would still say that.
Yeah, I would.
Before that was the Midwest Brutal Fest, and that was sort of like meh.
Yeah, we were passive there as well.
And then the Dead South. I remember really enjoying the Dead South, but again, not the normal sort of metal that we typically go to.
Oh, and then Dusk before that.
Yeah, but then like before that was that month of like me not having a job, so I was always in a funk for those shows. Yeah. So
that's true. This whole year's just been kind of, well, since April.
Yeah,
has been kind of.
So it's probably going all the way back to April since I've been like super excited for a show, and like actually
probably before that, because we
into
like went on our family trip in April.
Well, we did the Omna Marth in April, at the end of April.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah, in any case, like you said, we have some shows coming up: Devil Driver and Monolord with Chemist coming up later this week. This will be posted on Thursday when Chemist is going to be playing, and so we'll be able to be at that show. I'm super excited for that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later in a later episode, but that was a show that I wasn't even going to get to go to, but now due to circumstances, I get to go to that. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say about Tesla, so I guess we're going to move on to Mötley Crüe.
I just remember the guitarist had an 80s like brown outfit on with like bell-bottom pants that were really skinny. He was so skinny.
I remember the singer with like the long blondish looking hair and just being like, you definitely look like you definitely look like you're from, you peaked in the 80s type thing. Yeah. Which I'm not trying to like degrade the bands or anything. Like it's
no.
It's not our thing. We didn't come up in the 80s and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I guess it would be different if we I would think I already said that. Like listened to them, knew them, that sort of thing. Like
I mean, skipping ahead to like Mötley Crüe and just being like, is this kind of a lackluster performance of like, but what happens when Metallica gets that age? And Metallica is that age, but I feel like they put on a much better show than Mötley Crüe does. You know what I mean? So it's like, why?
Okay, let's even think about
Lamb of God.
No. Who did we see? Rolling Stones. We saw at, they put on an awesome performance, and
Jagger just had heart surgery.
Yeah, like he had heart surgery, and that was, I mean, he was like 70 something then. He's like in his 80s now, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and he's still performing. Thinking about back to the beginning and seeing all those people perform, and then even, I mean, granted, Ozzy was sitting in a chair, but that performance was like the best performance ever, in our opinion. He wasn't doing what he normally does, but, you know, like people, I don't know, like, and with those performances, I don't feel like it was the backing track that I think we heard during Mötley Crüe.
Yeah, so let's
talk about that.
Let's get into Mötley Crüe here real quick. And we'll start with their set list like we do always. So Karen will read that off.
Okay, they start with Red Hot, Louder Than Hell, Wild Side, Shout at the Devil, 97, Too Fast for Love, Looks That Kill, Too Young to Fall in Love, Take Me to the Top, Primal Scream, Afraid, Home Sweet Home, Smokin' in the Boys Room, Live Wire, Girls, 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 Dr. Feelgood, and they ended with Kickstart My Heart.
And between Home Sweet Home and Smoking in the Boys Room, there was a guitar solo. I'm assuming that was John 5 who did that guitar solo.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, Nikki Sixx plays bass, and there's only the one guitar, so it'd be John 5.
It would have to be.
Which is that we'll talk about that. That's really weird to me. And then Shout at the Devil 97. I'm assuming that's just like a remastered or a re-version of it, because the song is Shout at the Devil.
Yeah.
That's why I'm assuming 97 was like a 10th anniversary or some shit like that.
Maybe.
That they did like of whatever. But there is, when you look on Spotify, there's Shout at the Devil and there's Shout at the Devil 97.
Oh, interesting.
So whoever put this set list together on Setlist FM, I trusted that and I put that song on our set list as well. Again, don't know the complete difference between those two songs. Also, starting it off, they had like a little intro video of like the circus dude coming out.
Kind of like the character that's on your shirt. Like,
oh, yeah, that is a character. It is him, yeah. Like the guy in the circus who's like, come on, come all, see the freaks.
But he's like fat and sluggy and
he kind of reminds me of Clown from Spawn. Spawn has a clown that looks a lot like this guy who's sort of like this fat, chubby, kind of gross.
The Penguin from Batman.
Also,
like that? Yeah. That's
right.
what.
Like
I was like, am I going to say the
the '90s Batman Returns or whatever the fuck that movie's called?
Yeah.
Danny DeVito, who played that.
Okay. Yeah.
But he comes back a few times for a few little other clips and whatnot. I will say, as soon as I saw that like video, like introducing the band to come out, it did take me out of the moment because it looks so fucking fake and AI generated and so fucking shitty. Like, it's kind of weird that like we hate AI so much, like AI art in quotes. We did a number of 666s on it. We'll probably do a few more down the road on how we hate AI and like just AI art. We fucking hate it. And we even talked about AI art on the way out there with the new Mastodon music video that came out.
Yeah.
I was like, people are kind of shitting themselves, blaming Mastodon for using AI, but I think what it looks like is they hired a reputable animation studio and they are the ones that used AI, not Mastodon, without Mastodon knowing, and whatever. Like, you can start to make different arguments, and I think I just saw an article today, like Dr. Dre says he uses AI to help him write his music. Clown from Slipknot has said the same thing. Like, I love AI. I can easily just type in my idea and get some more ideas and help grow. And like, we're using it as a tool. And I'm like, part of me is like, come on, no, you're not. Like, so whatever. I use AI at work. I know you do too.
Unfortunately,
like it's kind of forced on us. I do find it to be extremely helpful, especially when it comes to like helping me debug code or helping me understand a code base or writing documentation around the code that's written. Like, I do enjoy it for that, but using it in terms of like creating art, I fucking hate. So as soon as I get a whiff of that, I'm instantly sort of turned off, with the exception of Avenged Sevenfold. We talked about this last year, how they seem to use AI to enhance like the live video they had, where it would have like, they put them on like as Grim Reapers with smoke. We talked about how cool we thought that was, and like, that's all right, that's kind of a cool use for AI, like augmented reality thing. But this it came off looking so much like AI and fake to me.
Yeah, I agree with you with the Avenged Sevenfold one. That was really cool, like how it took the image from the stage and then put them in different forms and stuff. This video kind of was tilting on like all the, I don't know, thumbnails you see on YouTube now and all the posters and stuff that you see that are AI generated. They're just like over the top and like, I don't know, it just looks so horrible.
Yeah.
Where like before people started using AI, there was obviously graphic designers that designed like videos like this that we saw, or like the backing or the backgrounds or whatever in concerts and stuff. And it just looks so, like sometimes it looked so simple, but it was good. And now I think when we don't know that this was actually AI, but it just had that look to it. Like it was just bad. It wasn't even, I don't know. I didn't like it.
And again, there's a deeper conversation here as well, because I look at AI for shit like this, like AI art in quotes again, and CGI. Like back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I remember CGI being a big sort of, people hate CGI. Oh my God, there's CGI all over the place. And it was sort of a similar sort of I feel like an argument back and forth of like, you're destroying artists and whatnot with CGI. This isn't real art. It's computer generated bullshit. He's since sort of accepted it. You don't really hear that argument anymore. I will say, when you have practical effects in like movies in particular versus a CGI effect, you can definitely tell the difference. And it's kind of funny to watch CGI age over time. I don't know if, again, deeper conversation around, is AI just going to follow that same pattern where
maybe
5 years from now, we're all now accepting of AI and like whatever it is, like you can't stop it. There it is. It's out there. Just go do generative AI. I hope not. I really love seeing actual people's art out there in the world. So really hoping that sticks with there. But these videos definitely sort of took away from me.
And we didn't really see the background too much. I think it was like mostly a circus tent looking thing, but I'm wondering if there was other videos playing in the background as well that we just couldn't see, because we could only see half, like
because like our angle is really shitty. I know the curtain that they usually have up front before when the band starts, it drops. This was the like, it looks like a tent for a carnival and whatnot. I think like red and yellow and whatnot. So that was kind of cool, leaning into the theme. I'm sure the stage had a lot more props to it and whatnot to go with that. They, of course, had their dancers that came out every now and then and danced.
That was the other comment. I hate bands that like use dancers. I don't get it. You don't need it.
Mötley Crüe, it makes sense, like especially in the 80s with like the whole,
maybe.
I don't want to say objectifying of women, but like 80s culture was and whatnot.
Maybe.
Which, I guess it kind of was objectifying women. And we watched, they did, there's a live video of them doing like a New Year's Eve show or something, Mötley Crüe. We watched that on New Year's Eve last year, or had it in the background, and they had the same dancers out there and everything. It's really weird that they're still holding on to that aspect of it. And I know Tommy got some flack last year or the year before for going on stage and being like, nobody shows their tits at concerts anymore. And then like he had his wife come out and show her tits to the crowd or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
And like, times have changed, and that's not really aging all that well, bud. Like, that's kind of a weird hill to die on. And the first time I saw them, he had the whole titty cam thing that he broke. And like, it was such a, they're a weird fucking band to me. We've done the movie nights. The last 2 episodes for this have been Heavy and Heavier Trip. Our very first movie night that we actually recorded, and it was fucking trash, so we threw it away. But I want to do it again, is the movie Dirt on Netflix, which is the Mötley Crüe autobiography. And I think we talked about that during that episode. And it's like, it's really weird to see how they portray themselves. And Tommy in that movie just comes off as this lovable goofball, like, I'm just a nerdy little goofball, like slanky little weirdo type guy, where everything else you see and all my vibes I had from him was like, you're kind of a fucking loser douchebag, right?
Sleazy.
Yeah, sleazy. Like everything I've seen him in, I'm like, I just get this sleazy vibe from him. But that movie, I guess it helps when you're writing it yourself to be like, I'm not sleazy, I'm just lovable, goofy. It's like, are you though?
Right.
Any case, Mötley Crüe's a weird band for me also, because I do enjoy the music, but I also don't. Like,
okay.
I like the music when it comes on the radio. I'll listen to it. It's not like Ozzy. When Ozzy comes on, I turn it off because I'm like, I'm done with hearing Ozzy's music on the radio. Mötley Crüe comes on and I'm like, I like this, and they get played a lot, especially on Laser and Rock 108.
I remember that from Iowa. They got played a lot.
It's always the same songs too, but like whatever. I was fine with it. and they're kind of a band that is sort of a what's the word, like a secret sort of obsession, not obsession, whatever. There's like a phrase that you say like, this is a thing I don't want to admit to people, but I really am a big fan of it at the end. I can't remember the phrase at the time.
I know what you're trying to say.
I'm blanking on it. And they're kind of that band for me. I love the movie Dirt. We watched that a lot. Not a lot, a few times. I do really enjoy their music, but it's also not music I'm going to reach for and listen to and put on. Like, I'm going to listen to Mötley Crüe. But when they do come on, I'm like, this isn't all that bad. So that's weird to me. I did bring this up earlier with the guitar solo being John 5. That I think that's weird because typically the biggest thing for them was the Tommy Lee drum solo.
Yeah.
Like in the Dirt movie and that New Year's Eve show we watched, they had this huge like cranes like upside down. Oh yeah,
like they always did something with the drums.
He'd go like upside down and play crazy. Up in the air. And yet no
Joey.
drums.
I forgot that I was wearing Joey today.
And yet no drum solo.
Yeah, that's interesting.
John 5's a new one in. Like we were talking to some people before the concert in the beer gardens you were mentioning, which there's some that are free and there's some that you have to pay for to get into.
Oh, really?
The beer gardens, yeah. That was a separate ticket you could buy. It's like $40 to get into the beer garden. But they have...
Wait, like where we were standing? Oh, okay.
They have other like main like VIP beer gardens and whatnot.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't do that. They have new seating area.
Why would you do that?
Yeah. Why? The people were in there.
No, I didn't know that you had to pay extra to get into them.
Some of them you do, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Or your ticket type gets you in there as well if you get like a VIP ticket. Whatever. Talking to this couple beforehand, and she was like, I still love Mötley Crüe. I feel bad for what they did to Mick, like kicking him out a few years ago and whatnot. And I was like, I agree. That's kind of shitty. I don't know a whole lot about the situation, but kind of shitty.
I don't really know what's going on with that either, but there's a guy that works in our department or whatever, and he knows I like music, and he would always, every time he would bring it, like he would always talk about Mötley Crüe, and I would always just be like, oh yeah. Like I'm like, I don't follow them, so I don't know what's going on. But he was talking about that over like a couple years ago or whatever. He would talk to me like once a week, and it would always be about what was going on with Mötley Crüe.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and I was just like, I mean, I would entertain it, but...
Was he at the show?
No. I doubt it.
I bet he was if he's that big of a fan.
No, I doubt it.
He should have asked. Could have met up with some work friends.
No, it's okay. But yeah, he always like, I don't know. I never follow. I don't follow them. I don't know what's going on. I didn't follow them in the news, anything like that. So I was just like, I just entertained it.
Yeah. Played 17 songs, no encore, which you're a big fan of. You hate encores.
I hate encores.
Kind of cool that they did that, but also like, come on, guys, 17 songs. That's the other thing. Like, the first time I saw them for my first concert, I don't remember there being a opener for them. I think it was just them.
Oh, really? Or did you guys just show up late?
No, I think we showed up on time.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, that was their big reunion tour or their comeback tour or something for like the Red, Right, and Crüe album, like one of their 12 greatest hits albums that came out or some shit like that. And they have so much in their catalog, they probably just played a lot more. I haven't looked at that set list to see what that was like back in like 2004, whenever the fuck that show was.
Yeah, 2004, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, I was kind of surprised that they had the openers, and then kind of surprised that, you know, you're only doing 17 songs with a bunch of like Carnival bullshit videos and in there.
Yeah, in between.
We ended up leaving at song 11, which was Home Sweet Home. I wanted to see that. I like that song a lot. Also, I'm a big fan of Hot Tub Time Machine, and that's the end song for the credits. And like Mötley Crüe, I think is the name of the band for that.
Oh yeah, it is, because like
he goes back and changes history. He's like, oh, I just can't wait to get the band back together.
Yeah.
It's like, what band were you in? And then cuts to Home Sweet Home, him playing the piano for that.
Yeah.
Love that. So I wanted to hear that one song, and again, we wanted to get the fuck out to beat the traffic because it was going to be a fucking shitty time getting out of there.
Yeah, as well as there was a rap concert at Soldier, which is very close to us, and the traffic is shitty as hell when there's shit at Soldier.
Sometimes this particular concert, yes. Other concerts, there's like not as much traffic.
Yeah,
it's really fucking weird when there's traffic and when there isn't. It was Usher and the dude who like beats women. I can't remember who he was. Some other.
Yeah, he like beat up Rihanna in like 2000 something.
Whatever. The wife beater and Usher, and like they were there the night before, and we were sitting here watching the traffic, and it's fucking disgusting how much traffic there was. So we anticipated that as well. So we wanted to leave to beat that as well. We did get home just before all of that shittiness happened.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Which makes things so much easier and less stressful.
Yeah.
So again, just another headache of having to go out to the burbs to see this show. All in all, $25. I was really, really looking forward to this show.
Oh, were you really?
I was.
Okay.
Just because it was my first concert.
Oh, okay.
And I want to be 16 again. So it's like, you know.
Yeah, well, I don't think your body felt like you were
my
16
body
that
doesn't.
night.
My mind maybe, but no, my body definitely was not feeling that way.
I was not looking forward to this concert at all. It was just a concert on the list. So.
Guilty pleasure. That's the phrase I was thinking of. Any case, sorry to cut you off there. It just popped in my head. But yeah, again, like I said, they're somewhat of a guilty pleasure for me. Relive my first concert to some extent, even though the venue sucks and our seats fucking suck so bad.
Yeah. We'll have to try to, when we go in a couple weeks, we'll have to try to get like middle lawn.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really matter because we're going to be looking at the screen, so it doesn't really matter where we sit.
Right. I did think about moving up to the lawn for this show. One, there were a fuck ton of people in the lawn when I looked up there, which is awesome to see. The other thing, my knee, as you pointed out, hurt so fucking bad. I didn't know if I'd be able to get down and back up once we're on the lawn. You can take lawn chairs in, but you can't take them in. You can rent them when you're there. It's again,
it's really
another way that they're just monetizing
one
every
thing that we noticed, because the last time we sat in the lawn was for that Five Finger show, and I swear all the chairs had to stay in like one area, and now it seems like chairs can go anywhere. I
don't think they had to though.
I think they did.
Oh, or maybe. I can't remember.
I mean, we don't rent lawn chairs when we go. We just take a blanket. I'm not spending another $30.
Can you take a blanket in?
Yeah.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the website that you can.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't really talk about. Are you beatboxing now?
No, I was thinking.
Oh, okay. We really didn't talk about our thoughts on
backing track.
Backing tracks.
Yeah, so I knew going into this. I don't know if it was Nikki Sixx or Vince Neil. Somebody had an interview not too long ago, I think it was, or maybe a year, whenever it was, that I saw where they're like, they admitted to using backing tracks.
Oh, okay.
But they said we use it as a way to enhance the sound. Like there's still the live experience, but like the chorus singing or, you know, certain instruments that are playing in the background that we don't have, you know, a live person playing.
That makes sense.
We'll have that on for backing tracks.
Yeah. Lots of bands do that.
Right. However, I kind of was like seeing the AI video that I thought up front, and I was like, oh, fuck, you're just using backing track.
Yeah.
Like a part of me then checked out like super fucking early. Louder Than Hell, fucking, you know, Red Hot, whenever, basically as soon as it started playing, I'm like,
the first song,
the AI sucks. And then I'm starting to question, are you actually up there playing or not?
Yeah. So during that intro video that I thought was just a video, and then I'm like, oh wait, they're actually on the stage. That I don't think was live. I don't think that's live. I don't know. That was so.
Oh,
it
right.
just looked so bad, and they never like they would show like playing guitar for 2 seconds, and then they would move on, and it's like, are they doing that because they're not actually playing?
Yes, I remember that now because it was at first like the visuals on the screen as they're playing, and you know they have cameras all over the place filming them and whatnot, and it was super quick cuts. Also, all of the cuts were really weird angles where you don't get to see the stage.
Yes.
And you just see the player and you see a little bit of the background.
Right.
But you don't see any sort of distinguishing elements of the stage or the venue they're playing.
Right. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
And that's why I thought it was a recorded video and not them actually playing. And I'm like, oh wait, they're actually on the stage.
I thought the exact same thing.
And then there was like another point, maybe it was before Home Sweet Home, where like they had the piano out and they were showing side view, and then as soon as he starts playing, it goes to the front view.
Yep. So you can't see like, the fingers.
Are you actually playing?
Yeah.
It was so like, maybe it's just how the filming was, but there were so many little things that just made it seem like, because you would think that that would be something that they would want to show.
Right.
And like there was even, I don't know the songs, but there was a point where like there was some heavy guitar playing or whatever. And they literally showed him for like 2 seconds. And generally when that's happening, they'll like zoom in and be like showing the fingers and stuff.
Yep.
I don't know.
I know. I got the same vibe, especially with that first song. Like you said, I was even sitting there like, what the, because again, knowing that they use backing tracks, or they admitted to using it, and we brought this up as well during, I think there was a 666 we did publish already, or we will publish. It's like EDM versus backing track or whatnot, that conversation. And it's like, as soon as you start to pretend like you're playing something for like a musician, and then you sort of like do this bait and switch, no, it's actually a backing track, I start to like,
that's what gets you.
That's what gets me. It's like that bait and switch of like pretending to do something. Where if you're just upfront about it, cool. But then at that point, why are you even on stage? I can just listen to this at home. So I checked out super fucking early, and that kind of pissed me off a little bit as well. But I also kind of knew I was getting into that going into this show. So I was like, whatever. I kind of sort of don't care. On top of that, the expensive beer, now just being in Tinley Park was like kind of like, fuck this. So by the end of the night, I was like, I was ready to go. I'm like,
oh, were you? Okay.
I just want to get going.
Yeah. I just was, I was like, I will stay as long as you want to stay. I was done when we bought the tickets. So, no, even like, I think there was a point where like right when they start, like everybody stands up. Yeah. And like the guy like in front of us turned around. He's like, oh, can you guys see? Like you stood up. And I was still sitting there. And I was just like, I'm just here. Like,
I'm here for him.
Like, I don't really care. And I think he's like, oh, that's true love. And in my mind, I'm like, I like live music. But, like, I don't care that much. Mötley Crüe has never been a band that I'm like, I want to see them.
Again, this was a relive your childhood type thing for me. Yeah. So,
and I get that. You said you were happy that I actually went.
Yeah.
Because you wanted me to go in 2004.
You were supposed to go. You had to work, and we tried to get you to call in sick. And you like wouldn't.
In the lobby of Burger King, you wanted me to call in sick.
Yeah.
You guys, I remember sitting at that table and you're like, no, you're sick. And I'm like, no, I have to work.
You could have called in sick. Any case, it was one of those, like, I want to relive my childhood a little bit. I wish we would have seen them, a few years ago at Wrigley. And then could have like checked it off the list. I don't need to see them again, because I don't need to see them again. I do not. If they come around again, I'm not going.
We're not going. Okay.
I get that there's fans out there, and it doesn't matter if they wheel them out in wheelchairs and like just put the guitar in their hand and then play all the music on speaker, like through backing tracks. They'll still show up. Fuck it. If Metallica did that, I'd still fucking show up. I'm not gonna lie. They're my band. So that's what I would do. Everybody's their own person though. Everybody's in their own thing. This was, let's relive that moment, and then cool, we don't need to do this again. So that's my thoughts. For me, $25 for a ticket.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad for a fair show.
No, for a fair show, yes. I will say it's kind of weird that these tickets weren't on the 2-for-1 lawn ticket deals they have, unless it was selling pretty well, probably.
Yeah,
so
probably too much for.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was a Saturday night. That helps, when it's on a weekend.
But still, we got them for $25, so whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, when you think about it, with parking, the price of the ticket, and the fees and everything, we're still over $100 for the show.
We are. I mean, $23. There's $46 for beer plus the lawn,
I'm not even counting
the driving. There's $70 just there alone.
I'm not even counting the beer and driving out there, but.
This venue fucking sucks. That's all I know. Yes. The venue sucks more than Mötley Crüe. I'll say that.
Well, when we go back out there in a couple of weeks, we're not going to bitch about the venue for 20 minutes.
We'll bring it up a little bit during that episode, but I hate the venue enough that I'll talk about it. You can suffer through my rambling. But in any case, that was our adventure with Mötley Crüe and live music. How we end all our episodes is call to just get out there and check out some live music, support your art that you love. Hopefully it's real art, not this AI bullshit. And get out there, check out some live music.
Bye.